Bam! What's going on, folks? MC in the house. Well, actually in the car. Just got out of the gym. And today wanted to discuss Fauci's wager. So Fauci's wager is my take on, I'm sure somebody's done this already. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have. It's just such a perfect fit. But it's my rendition of Pascal's wager. Now, if you don't know what Pascal's wager is, Blaise Pascal was a French mathematician, theologian, a pretty famous philosopher, and he was known for a bunch of things. Some, overlapped with my beliefs, some not so much. He did come up with a great quote that I like using. All men's miseries derive from not being able to sit in a quiet room alone. All men's miseries derive from not being able to sit in a quiet room alone. That's from Pascal. And that one, listen, thumbs up. I sign off on that completely. But Pascal's wager, something of a different story. So Pascal's wager suggests that if somebody, and this was designed, he was a Catholic, he was a Christian, and this was his take on how do I sort of reach the people that are unreachable when it comes to the conversation of faith and participating in religion, specifically, I'd imagine, Christianity. The wager suggests that it's worth one, believing in God, because if you're wrong, you've lost nothing. And I'm not quoting anything specifically, a paraphrase of nothing. But if you've believed in God your entire life and there winds up not being a God, you've led a moral life. There's nothing lost. However, if there is a God and you've spent your life believing in him, then you sort of have earned the favor of God, and it is warranted that you receive all the benefits to be bestowed upon his believers. However, the fallacious nature of it, which is unlike, and I say this in just a casual observer's point of view, it's unlike so much of what he is known for. The guy was brilliant. But the fallacious nature of Pascal's wager is that it could be any God that is real. It could be, you spend your life believing in Pascal's God, and at the end of it, you have Odin waiting for you. And Odin's sitting there like, yo, man, like, what the fuck? Another, fallacious proof of this is, well, what is the cost of actually spending your life believing in a God? What is the cost, and what is the offset of that faith-driven life or faith-led life compared to the life you would have led otherwise? And that cost is something that's, somewhat quantifiable and worth considering. So just suggesting that, listen, you should believe in God just because if there is one, you're good. If there isn't, hey, no harm, no foul, doesn't exactly hold up to some scrutiny. Well, similarly, here we are, 2021. It is October at the time of me recording this, and we have the king of the left, the deity almost, Dr. Fauci, still propagandizing fear, and I would say disseminating misinformation concerning the relationship that we have, with this worldwide issue. And similarly, it seems to be the people that are on the fringes of removing themselves from what I would say the sort of brainwashing that the mainstream media and the fear that has got along with it has put upon them. The people who are at the door, the exit door of finally leaving the control that all of these people have put on them, the one thing that seems to be keeping them anchored to their position is this notion that, well, it's something that I've referred to before as the what's the big deal philosophy, right? So I'm at the gym right now, and a little while ago, I'm talking to this guy, this big powerlifter dude. Not much of them in this gym. I go to a couple gyms. This one is not the strong gym. And this guy was sitting there, and he was doing some good work, and he was lifting some big weight, and everything was great. He and I were shooting the shit. I was on the rack next to him. And at some point, he puts a mask on. And I look at him, and this dude's got to be 250, 260. And I was just, curious. Like, this guy, I've been hanging out with him. Dare I say, I thought he was normal, right? It's almost like somebody taking off a hat and they have a fucking horn sticking out of their head. But he puts this mask on, and he goes about his business. I didn't say anything. Admittedly, I was a little dumbstruck as to like what the guy's mindset must have been. What is the logical process that this guy, who obviously is healthy, obviously understands in investing in his body, he has a lot of the benefits to show for it. He is already in this public space. He is already participating in working out without a mask. He is having a conversation with me, and he and I were certainly, as close to not coming into contact, but being close. Like, we were just, we were sharing a space there, going back and forth. Point being, if there were any rules that were valid, or any rules that were consistent, I would say, that he were following, he's broken all of them. But something in his relationship with the state of, society right now is telling him it was okay to put on a mask. Well, here's the thing. Remember when I said, two of the big criticisms of Pascal's wager is, number one, at the end of the day, when it's time to, I guess, conclude the story, and if there is going to be a God, there he is. Like, there's no guarantees that it's your God. It's no guarantees that it's the story at all. I mean, we could die and wake up in the pod in the Matrix, for all we know, right? So that's one criticism, that there are a lot of presumptions that there's only one, God to be considered in this wager. But the other part, I think, is a little bit more appropriate and specific to our situation right now. It's what's the cost for living this faith-led, this faith-driven life? And I think that's what needs to be considered, because right now we have people who are not living their lives, and they're taking comfort, solace, protection, security in this, in this mask and these other, things that they're doing to feel safe. And I fail to see, and again, I'm all about recruit, don't convert. So if there's somebody who is so far on the other side of this discussion, like, I'm not sitting here trying to debate with you. Saving you is your mother and father's problem, not mine. But those of you that are on the cusp, that are still somewhat slightly tethered to this fear-based, illogical, fallacious position, which I will call Fauci's wager, I would just want you to consider the inconsistency, number one, of the position, and number two, the cost for doing it. Right now, you have people who cannot have a conversation like two people relying on the exchange of facial expressions. And there's too much, you want to talk about science. There's so much science out there to talk about the effectiveness, the efficacy of communication between two humans integrating their facial expressions, the energy that they're able to transmit during a face-to-face conversation, and how that is completely muted when the two people are wearing masks. More detrimental, dire, almost tragic still is the fact that we have a whole generation of children now who are being prevented from developing any functional relationship with that mechanism of communication. And it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. There are certain illnesses, mental illnesses, that people have that specifically affect negatively their ability to communicate, their ability to empathize, their ability to look at somebody's face and understand what they're thinking and have that sort of inform how they're going to deal with that person. And you think about all of the different people in the world today, and how now more than ever there's really a need to develop a functional, high-level, adaptable form of communication, of building alliances. And what we're doing now is we're sabotaging people's ability to do that. Why? Just because I think at the heart of it, a lot of people are still just walking around going, you know, what's the big deal? Better safe than sorry, as if it's costing you nothing, you know. So I don't know, food for thought. Fauci's wager, it's fallacious on its face. I would say it's immoral, and probably more significant than anything, it's just unnecessary. Talk to you guys soon.